As I'm just getting caught up with chat. Okay, there we go. That's much better. Hey there, hi there, everybody. I am Rob vonShoe. I am an idiot, as I have been having my mic muted this entire time. That's why I always like to do a mic check, but sat through it the first time tonight. Tonight, you're going to be doing how to get Infinite Streak in the 5-star featured arena. Now, I'm going to be doing that with 4-star champions here tonight, but the principles are going to be able to be carried over for the 3-star featured, 4-star featured, and 4-star basic arena. So, with that all having been said, it's going to be going over what an Infinite Streak is, how you get it, and how you keep it. All those things I think could help out considerably and, you know, wind up being able to save up and grind for a future champion. I want to thank you guys for watching here tonight live on YouTube. Cheers, everybody. Again, I am Rob vonShoe. If you guys have questions as we are going along, please feel free to throw that in chat. I will do my best to keep up with chat for first and foremost and answer to everybody the best I can. If you are watching after the fact, after the live stream here, kudos, thank you very much. It is the long form of Arena. I will be doing a too long didn't read version later on, but all the same, if you got any questions about the stuff we're talking about now, or if there's something I don't touch on, please do leave that down in the comment section. I will get back to that ASAP. But that is neither here nor there. Like I was saying to myself here in silence, we're going to be doing the 5-star featured arena. Principles should be carried over to the other arenas. I will not be using 6 stars at all. Obviously, if you've got 6-star ring 3s or a squad of 6-star ring 3s, I don't think you should have an issue with the Infinite Streak. Likewise, if you're sitting flush with a bunch of units, you don't mind refreshing your champs, that is a great way to do that as well. Just keep refreshing your characters. But that is neither here nor there. We are not going to be using 6 stars, and we will hardly be doing 5 stars as well until much later on in the stream. So, I want to say a big howdy to Chaotic, Khan, AC, and everybody else here in chat. How's it going, everyone? So first off, what is an Infinite Streak? Well, an Infinite Streak is basically from fights 1 to 15, each subsequent fight gets a slightly more difficult, slightly more challenging each step of the way. But once you get to streak 15, and especially past win streak 20, then the difficulty caps. You aren't fighting the Doom squads anymore, and it is much easier sailing for the rest of your grind. I can't say what the community by and large calls Doom squads. You know, when you get matched up against, you know, a team of 6-star ring 3s with damage masteries on it. I can't say that, or else YouTube is going to flag the video. Don't want to do that. But, you know what I mean. I know what I mean. But there we go. So Doom squads it is. So when you get to the Infinite Streak, that, like I said, that is when the game caps off the difficulty and it's smooth sailing. What you guys need to understand first off with how it is calculated is that right here up at the top of the screen next to the win streak, you got a section called multiplier. So you start off with a 1 times multiplier. You win a match, it's 1.5 multiplier. You win a couple matches, 2 times multiplier, so on and so forth to 3 times multiplier. The Infinite Streak effectively is a glitch in the matrix. It is the game's inability to process a 4 times multiplier or find opponents that are 4 times your team's PI in terms of difficulty. That is what an Infinite Streak is the game glitching out, and instead of, you know, throwing a super crazy Doom squad your way, it's like, all right, well, we'll just, you know, do this mellow match instead. So how do you avoid one of those? Well, you wind up keeping your PI above a certain level, somewhere in the realm of at least, I want to say at least anywhere between 60 and 75% of, or 50 to 65%, I should say, of the max potential. Meaning, you want to keep your guys fairly competitive with what the highest Doom squad is, the 6-star ring 3. So about half of that, which is about 35,000, give or take. So you're going to want a PI of about anywhere between 12 to 15,000 combined between your 3 champions. That's why you can't run 5-star rank 1s anymore. That's why you can't run 4-star rank 4s, a team of 4-star rank 4s, or a team of 5-star rank 1s anymore, because that comes in underneath that threshold, which is unfortunate. As the game keeps on progressing and as more and more players keep being able to rank up their 6 stars beyond 6-star rank 2 to 6-star rank 3, the cutoff for the Doom Squad matches is progressively getting more and more complex and higher and higher still. So you're going to keep finding more and more Doom Squad matchups. When the arena finally does switch over, when 6-star rank 4s are introduced, then that is, I think, going to be the death knell for 4 stars in the arena. Even though you can use them, you aren't going to be able to keep a streak just because of the matchups there. So hope that helped a little bit, just in terms of, like, you know, what it is. That being said, the second most important thing about knowing how to get and how to keep an infinite streak is to know how to stagger your squad. Now, I've been running the same squad, more or less, of 4 stars in arena for about 2-3 years now. It still works as of this recording. So it is March of 2021. So the last few years I've been using the same 4-star, maxed out 4 stars, and I'm still able to get and maintain an infinite streak with them before switching over to my 5 stars. So that's good to know. But when I was building up to that, you're going to need to wind up building up a squad of 4 stars to be able to handle the fights being thrown your way. Now, what does that mean? Well, not every champion is equal. Some are brawlers, some are defenders, some are noodles, some are power control, some are damage over time, right? And you're going to want to look over your roster with whoever it is that you have, breaking down into, you know, these guys are brawlers, these guys are noodles, these guys are power control. You're going to break up the first 15 fights into segments of about 5 fights apiece. Fights 1 through 5, 6 through 10, and then 11 through 15, right? So for the first 5 fights, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Use your noodles. It's okay. You're not going to run into much trouble there. Fights 6 through 10, you're going to want to start using some of your brawlers, because the fights are going to be gradually more and more difficult. And then from fights 10 through 15, that is when you're going to want to throw your power control champions out there, because that is when you're going to be paired up against the most difficult opponents, and they are not going to want to throw their specials. So that's where the power control comes in. So just getting caught up on chat right here. Big howdy to Insidus, saying to infinity. Greetings all. Welcome to the crunchiest stream in town. Enjoy the crunchiness. Cheers. Does the infinite streak margins vary according to the bracket you're in? As far as I'm aware, no. As far as I'm aware now. So what Insights is talking about is that there are 3 different brackets for prizes: a beginner, intermediate, and the regular bracket, I suppose, depending on how old your account is. So if your account, I think, is a week old, you're in a beginner account. If your account is like a month old, I think you're an intermediate. And then after that, you're lumped in with literally everybody. So as far as I'm aware, the infinite streak does not is not affected by your bracket, just the cutoff for prizes, right? So that's unfortunate. That having been said, it is going to be extremely difficult to get an infinite streak with a brand new account, just because you're still building up your champs, your roster, your squad, let alone champs that are going to be able to sustain that as well. Big howdy to Redwood, stopping in and saying, what's up yourself, how's it going? People says streak equals brawlers, potatoes equal power control, noodles equals noodles. Yep. Yeah, that works, PP. That works. So then just looking at my squad right here, right? So you got Red Guardian, he's a brawler. Warlock, that's a power control. Medusa, brawler. Stark Spidey, power control. Ghost Rider, power control. Thing. Things that tank, so it could go in either category. Quake, even though she isn't a power control, she would be a great option for that. Karnak's your noodle, Proxima's your brawler, Blade fits in different categories, so on and so forth, right? Voodoo power control, Archangel is in the same category as Quake. So you're gonna want to have yourself at least one team of each. If you have yourself one team of brawlers, one team of randos, and then one team, and this is the most important, one team of ranked up power control, then that is going to help considerably. By only having one team of each in order to make things super simple, you are probably going to need to wind up refreshing those champions until you get that anywhere between 15 and 20 win streak, just to make life a little bit easier on yourself. But if you have a developed enough roster where you could have, a full team of champions and several teams of each, then that's going to make your life easier. In order to get the 5-star featured infinite streak with 4 stars, you are going to want your 4 stars preferably to be at the bare minimum rank 3 for the first 5 fights. As soon as you get to fights 6 and beyond, you're going to want them to be a bare minimum of rank 4. And in order to make your life easier, you're going to want at least a squad of rank 5s in order to really make your life easy, or as easy as possible. Because we are only talking about 4 stars right now, there are easier ways to do that by throwing 5 stars into the mix. But again, this is a 4-star walkthrough. They're more available, they are easier to rank up, and that's why we are going with the 4 stars. So with that having been said, with the squad of 4 stars I have got right here, I'm going to be starting off with just randoms, right? So, you got Rocket, you got Yellow Jacket, and then just Aegon in there. These are 4-star rank 4s. And immediately, you're paired up against, 5 stars. That's basically how it's going to be the entire way. You're going to be paired up against 5 stars and 6 stars. Fair warning and full disclosure, I currently have 3 points in Double Edge. It is one of the damage masteries. If you do have your damage masteries unlocked, please do turn them on. That makes arena grinding not only faster, but easier for 2 reasons. Faster because you're able to deal a lot more damage, and easier because you're able to deal more damage, you're going to be able to get opponents down quicker. And you don't want to dilly-dally with this. Arena grinding can be tedious enough as it is, best case scenario. So no need to draw everything out. So let's just get started right here. The AI can be all over the place, and that's something I think we're going to wind up seeing here a lot as start building up the streak. Is that the AI can be anywhere from being completely passive to being aggressive. And for Arena, we pray we get aggressive AI. Aggressive AI is fantastic because not only does that mean that they are coming to you and bringing the fight to you, but it also means that they're more likely to throw their specials. And throwing the specials is key to making this as easy and straightforward as possible. And also at the same time, this is where the power control champions come in later on, when opponents are not wanting to throw their special attacks. Now, as far as champs go, right, is it easier to run squads that have synergies with each other? Yes, but it really isn't significant enough for it to matter much. So, the most important thing, like I said, is going back up to the top, right? You want to break down whoever your champs are into the 3 different categories. Your brawlers, your noodles, and your power control hacks, right? So you throw Archangel in with that, you throw Quake in there with that. Along with, you know, Hawkeye or Vision or Magic or Voodoo or any other number of champions like that, the power control options. So it doesn't matter if you know, you've got like the Ghost Trinity, right? Ghost and Wasp and Hood, as opposed to like, you know, any combination of those 3 power control champs. Because that's just going to make life easier later on. And with that, we're already off to the races. And then, just to bring up, even though it is super elementary, you win a match by winning 2 out of the 3 rounds. Sandbagging champions is a thing. I think we'll get into that a little bit later too. But briefly, what is sandbagging? Sandbagging is placing 2 champions who are on par with, you know, the current difficulty and one who is not. And the idea there is that you sacrifice the one that is not in order to get a more favorable matchup for the other 2. It's good because it can make life a little bit easier, getting a more favorable matchup with an opponent that's more on par with your current level. But it's more dangerous at the same time too, because you have to absolutely win the 2 matches, or else you lose your streak. When you're building up your different teams for Arena, definitely take a minute and really get down to the nitty-gritty in understanding who the champions are and what they can do, right? So, for example, Colossus here doesn't have any real power control. He can hit pretty well occasionally, but the real benefit for Colossus is his huge physical resistance that he gets with all the different armor ups, right? So, push comes to shove. If you get backed into a corner, and we'll get to this hopefully a little bit later on today. If you get backed into a corner, he can tank a hit or 2 or few, get yourself out of that situation. As you can see there, we had the 6-star Falcon starting to show up, so as like I was saying earlier, with each subsequent fight, the matches start getting just a little bit more difficult, just a little bit incrementally so. Fights 1 through 5, fairly straightforward in terms of difficulty and difficulty of the opponents that you face. So it's a fine time to throw your noodles or your lower ranked champions at them. If you have a squad of 5 stars, like, you know, if you're playing with a squad of 5 stars, you know, you've got some 5 stars ranked 3, you got some 5 stars ranked 2, you got some 5 stars that you just popped that are still, you know, rank 1, level 1. First 5 fights would be a great place for those super low level 5 stars. And just doing a little bit of testing before the live stream here, I had a couple of 5 stars that were 5-star rank 1, level 1. And threw them out there for like a, you know, fight number 2 for an infinite streak, and it's fine. It shouldn't be much of a challenge there. Do you need specific masteries to get an infinite streak? Yes and no. Yes and no. Like I said, was talking about a little bit earlier. If you do have the damage masteries unlocked, and that is Liquid Courage or Double Edge, It does make life a lot easier to have them activated, because it speeds up the fight. You're dealing more damage, fights end quicker, you can move on to the next one, so on and so forth. Super handy, super useful, but not necessary. Having parry, the parry match 3 active, is going to be super useful because you're going to be doing a lot of parrying. But otherwise, it doesn't really matter too terribly much. Doesn't really matter too terribly much. I recommend practicing baiting out specials too, and that's going to come in handy as we get deeper into the setup here for the Infinite Streak. Baiting specials, that could be a standalone video or topic all by itself. But the too long didn't read version of that is to back off just a little bit, by just a little bit of space in between you and your opponent. Try and push Karnak to a bar of power right there. Give him just enough space. And then you're going to want to stand there without holding your block. Holding block is a big way to turn off the AI and either go into a super passive or super defensive mode. So even though it's dangerous, you know, standing there without a block up or whatnot, it incentivizes the AI just a little bit. Oftentimes, just enough to want to throw that special attack and get yourself out of a sticky situation. Real quick, as we're switching into the last fight of the easy, straightforward section, I want to say a big howdy to Jacob and Streetjoy, who are popping in the chat saying howdy. How's it going, guys? Good to see you. Welcome to the live stream here tonight. Nose is all kinds of itchy tonight. Cheers, all. Speaking of my game freeze here. Think so. Fun times. Fun times. Speaking of baiting specials and throwing specials, opponents are very unlikely, or less likely, I should say, to throw special 1 attacks or special 2 attacks. They like to hold on to those couple bars of power. It might come in handy for them later on. But the split second you wind up pushing them to a special 3, they are on top of that like it's nobody's business. And then you got to be ready for what comes next. You're going to start laying down the hurt. BP says, how many units do you get each for a full round of Arena 3 days worth? You wind up... It depends. It depends because... And I'm just taking a quick tangent here to free up my teammate. It really depends on how far you wind up pushing, right? So for each reward you get after each round, you get a set amount of gold and you get a set amount of battle chips. The battle chips you save up for the arena crystals, either the regular one or the uncollected one, and you have a chance to pull units out of that. So that's completely RNG dependent. You also have units in milestones, and there are 10 milestones for each of the arenas, leading up to 12 million points is the final milestone for the 5-star featured arena. But offhand, for just basic milestones, doing all the rounds for that, I'd say several hundred, several hundred. So it's not enough to offset a whole bunch of unit usage, like if you keep refreshing your champs. poke just one person individually now? I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's not enough to offset unit usage, especially if you're refreshing some of your higher rarity champions. But if you're going in completely FTP without refreshing your characters at all, it's a nice little bonus. How's it going, Tom? Okay, so we are at 5 wins right now, so let's start using some of the slightly tankier champs now, shall we? Some yes, some not so much. But you'll also notice too that I keep going down my roster a little bit. So I've got my 5-star or 4-star rank 5s right here. I'm tapping into my 4-star rank 4s right now. Save some of these stronger champions again for some of those fights later on. Start seeing my first Domino. That's fun. You're gonna see a lot of her. But the strategy is still fairly the same. Again, because I've got damage masteries on, that helps a lot in wrapping fights up quicker before opponents can get too many bars of power. So just stand there with without blocking, so as to further incentivize Venom to throw that special. And that worked out pretty okay. Speaking of damage masteries, though, it will take a hot second if you don't usually run damage masteries, but have them activated for arena. It will take you a hot minute to learn to adjust your playstyle to throw less special attacks. Obviously, each time you throw a special attack, you get afflicted by a recoil, and then combined with either, you know, getting punched through your block a lot or getting clipped by an opponent or a special, it adds up. It adds up. So you want to be careful about that. Sometimes if you're going in for a more challenging fight where you know every bit of health is going to count, might not be the worst idea to stockpile. Save up for a special 3 so you can still get the special attack damage, but without taking any of the recoil. Oh, perfect timing. What's up, Mos? Yeah, just dropped Angela right there. So yeah, you guys are clear and good to go. There still is the Venom and was it Wolverine? I forget who the last fight is on that path. Those guys I don't think link anybody. I'm 90% sure those guys don't link anybody. If they do, though, please let me know. Keep the show on the road for everybody. So here we go. This is fight number 7. Seen a lot more 6 stars. So the PI is still the same. So first team rating is 18,000, second team rating 19,000, third team rating 20,000. But instead of 4 stars or 5 stars, these are lower ranking 6 stars, which makes a difference just because of the way that everybody's wired. Is that 6 stars have an advantage over 5s just naturally because of the extra star rating, and have a double advantage over 4 stars. So just keep in mind that your attacks are going to do just a little bit less damage, and their attacks are going to be doing a good bit more damage than they would otherwise. Come on, dude. Crossbones here, I would say, would be a brawler just because of that overrun ability that he's got. So if you wanted to sit on him and save him for, you know, fight 9, fight 8, fight 9, something like that, yeah, go for it. Strange here is unfortunately a noodle, which is why he's finding his way right here. But I mean, is that stuff making sense? Be more than happy to either clarify or go over something again. If not, please do let me know. Tom asks, do damage masteries used to have recoil when you do a special 3? No, I don't believe the special 3 ever had recoil. It's one of the nice big benefits of throwing a special 3 with those damage masteries is that you get a pass on that recoil. Fun fact, way back when, Yellow Jacket's power sting used to trigger before the special 3 animation kicked off as opposed to triggering after. So that was fun. Let's keep going with some of the more noodly characters. Random rule of thumb that I always try to follow for the arena here is to never double up on a certain class and stagger your squad with at least 2, preferably 3 unique classes. And the reason for that is that there are enough different matchups here in arena where the squad is like 3 tech champions, 3 skill champions, that if you've got, you know, two or 3 science champions on your team, you're immediately at a disadvantage. So by having, you know, the varied classes, then that gives you a little bit more flexibility in setting up a, if not optimal matchup, then at least one that's more favorable for you. Inside is asking, so Rob, in my new account, still in the beginner bracket for 32 days instead of the first week. I gotcha. How much would be the average cutoff for Professor X in the upcoming basic 4-star arena? Unfortunately, I have no data. I would love to know, but unfortunately, no one keeps track. The various different arena tracking docs and the people that run the tracking have since discontinued beginner bracket and intermediate bracket, just because either there are too few entries or it can vary too greatly. But I'm not sure. I know for the regular, for the general population, for the 4-star featured, those go anywhere for like a mil and a half, I think, for the 4-star basic or 4-star featured. Let me get you a more accurate number here, though, just so I'm not completely shooting from the hip. Start bringing up some the next round of 4-stars here. So for the well, I wasn't even close. 4-star basic is the one I was thinking of. 4-star featured, sorry, it goes anywhere between 5.5 to 9 mil. Sometimes, yeah. But that again is for the general pool. So I would speculate perhaps for a beginner bracket it would probably be like what the basic is otherwise, you know, between 1.5 to 2 mil, something like that. But again, that is me completely guessing. That's completely guessing because of just a lack of data. Noel says you can get the cutoff in Brian Grant's stream. Yes, that is true. Brian Grant likes to speculate what the cutoff is for the 5-star featured and 4-star featured. But that is for, again, for a full, for the regular bracket, not for the beginner or the intermediate. Inside this, there is a Google Doc on the subreddit for MCOC. There's a column off to the side for wiki page links, and in that there's a link to the list of spreadsheets, which then leads you to a Google Doc that where someone keeps track. But again, that it's not for beginner or intermediate. When I started my second account, I went for Venom the Duck, got him for around 900,000 on the 4-star basic. Nice. That's actually, I'm surprised, that's really high for the basic arena, or for a beginner in the basic arena. Because the regular cutoff for a 4-star basic, like I said, was 1.5, 2. I would have thought it would have been much less. I'd be curious to know how much the cutoff actually was. So like I was saying earlier, a lot of this is knowing your opponent. So Terax, when he's got that rock field active, does all that hurts. And it hurts even more, you know, just with the rarity discrepancy. So you're going to want to back off, let that just fall off, and then once it does, go in and wail on the poor guy. My experience in is getting the Iceman in the same account for 930,000 points. Previous 4-star, nice. Tom asking if I'm going to do a new account soon. A new account, yes. Soon, I can't speculate. I can't speculate. It'd be a lot of fun. It'd be a lot of fun. Maybe sometime this spring. By the spring. Okay, so here we go. This is Fight 10. This is going to be wrapping up the second chunk of fights here. And, you know, we got an interesting array of champs in continuing ascending difficulty. There's no shame in going with the lower PI, you know, the 22,000 in this case. Where it says medium, hard, or easy, that's kind of a misnomer. In my various testing, I've never ever noticed much a difference between easy, medium, or hard. Whether it's in, you know, which champions they have selected, or the aggression of the AI, or likelihood that they throw specials. I've, again, never really noticed a difference. Just do know that sometimes the champions that they've got under the easy tab or the medium tab, whatever's at top, sometimes and periodically, oftentimes, is more challenging than the hardest fight at the bottom. So just grinding till 1 mil to be safe be enough. It should be enough for the 4-star basic, yes. I would recommend pushing as far as you can if you're going for the 4-star. Oh no, it's the 4-star basic. Right, that's what we're all talking about. Yep. So 1 mil, yeah, should be relatively safe. He's a more popular character because he's really good. But I think the highest that I've ever seen here in 4-star basic is well, actually, a couple weeks ago for Dragon Man at 2 mil. But yes, please, please just always push. Always push. Best rule of thumb for figuring out where you should stop is that it's always better to be 1,000,000 points over, 2,000,000 points over, 3,000,000, whatever. It's always better to be a lot over than just a little bit short. For Elsa, parry evade, medium medium, light light light, medium medium, parry evade. Goes then by then, I believe. Medium medium, light 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 would be a great strat, right? Yes. If you're looking to deal a lot of debuff damage, that's the best strat for it, because that's the fastest rotation to get all of the various cartridges expended. And if you don't plan on throwing a special 3, I think that's a pretty good way to do it. By doing that, however, you're going to be missing out on at least a couple extra attacks for the medium set. So you may wind up, the fight might wind up taking a little bit longer, just because you're losing out on some of those hits. And even though that the damage over time effect is nice, I don't think it's enough to offset, or at least compensate for the damage you're losing that way. But for that timing for the parry evade, if you have the Beast synergy on there, then yes, that should be enough time to refresh. But if not, you may need to get another combo in there. Okay, so we are at win streak 10 right now. So we've gotten the noodles out of the way. We've gotten some of the brawlers out of the way. So what do we do now? Well, this is where some of the power control champs start coming in. Now, normally what I do is I start off with a combination of Sparky, Ghost Rider, and Blade. Now, it's a nice little synergy team right there, but the important thing is that Ghost Rider is power control and Sparky is power control. So if you get against an annoying AI that refuses to throw their specials, well, there you go. Now you got a power control option to take care of that. However, because I'm going to be going to win streak 15 with 4 stars instead of win streak 12, I'm going to do something a little bit different here today. So I've got a number of brawlers left over. So I'm going to be staggering some of my teams with brawlers and power control. And then just going from there. So we see the regular power creep coming in. Starting to see a higher level and slightly tankier 6-star champs. That one's a max rank 1 right there. But the strat is still the same. You're going to want to try and bait out specials. Try starting to bait out specials once they reach 1 bar of power. Don't push them to a special 2 unless you have to. Be patient. Leave your block down. Give them a target. Dance around until they throw it. There's no timer, so you've got time to be patient. Because I swear I don't have any hard evidence outside of just empirical data. But it seems that the closer they get to 3 bars of power, the less likely they are to throw a special attack. That's why it's better to capitalize right after you push them to 1 bar. That way you still have got 2 bars of power before you're in trouble. But like if you push them to 2 bars and then you start dancing around and it's slowly pushing to 3 bars, they just seem to hang on to it. Reaper stopping in, saying, "What up, Shoe? I'm really hoping for a Super Iron Man overhaul or buff." Yeah, you and me both. That dude is one of the most vanilla, boring champions in the game. Way back from the beginning of the game where it was literally just a class swap of regular Iron Man. Like, there really isn't a whole lot different with their kit, aside from some slightly different synergies. What would be an interesting kit, would you think? Alright, so Venom the Duck, he's got 1 bar of power. Stand around, no shield, no block. Let him come to me. Dancey dance. And power control. Now, if your back's up against, or figuratively, your back's up against the wall, and you've got a power control option, try and wait till they're at 3 bars of power. Throw in a couple extra hits, that way they don't get any more power. They can't because they're already maxed out. But so it's effectively a free hit for you, and then throw your power control move. Specifically just for that reason, so you've got a couple extra freebie hits in without giving them even more power on top of that. So let's do it this way, right? 3 people who I would say would be brawlers. Black Widow's questionable, but the other 2. Looks like an optimal matchup. Got a couple of 6 stars right there. Just need to be careful of any extra chip damage I might wind up receiving. Name of the game in Arena is Patience. So when you're doing a big arena grind, you know, you always want to pay attention while you're getting the infinite streak, but once you got the infinite streak, it's never a bad idea to occupy your mind, you know, play some music in the background, watch a show on Netflix, have that going in the background. Give your mind something else to do. Let it wander just a little bit. Keep it fresh. Well, that's a fun little teleport. Incitus says, how much of a difference is the intermediate bracket from the beginner bracket? Is it cut off half of the veteran bracket cutoff? Again, I don't have any information for that, just because no one's keeping track, and the people that are in beginner intermediate haven't been sharing enough data to get a solid answer on that. I don't know how many prizes are allotted to beginner bracket or intermediate bracket. Like how many of the top 800, say, or the top 1 to 10%. I'm not sure how much of that is set aside for those extra brackets. Difficulty in the matches there shouldn't be much of a difference. But I would say that the competition is almost more fierce for those beginner intermediate spots because there's fewer of them. There's fewer people playing in those brackets, but at the same time there are fewer prize slots in those brackets. Okay, so here's the thing. Now we are at 12 win streaks. Normally what I would do now is transition to the 5 stars, run some 5-star rank 4s, some 5-star rank 5s, coast to win streak 20, right? By using those 5 stars, this is usually when I would run into the Kang teams or the Thanos teams, which effectively is an infinite streak. But because we're doing this whole thing as 4 stars, we're going to keep rolling with all this. So this, if you got tank characters left over, now is the time when you want to throw the tank characters into the mix. If you got power control, champs, hang on to a couple. The closer we get to 15 wins, the harder it's going to be. But that having been said, let's do 2 tanks and a meme. Which is weird calling an Electro a meme, but here we are. And here we go. So, again, gradually getting more and more difficult, right? So my 4 stars are going up against a couple of 565s, maxed, and rank 4 55. So, just gotta be on your toes. Play smart. Hope the AI plays ball. Throw specials when they're supposed to, and all that. Text that. Get out of the way. Just anticipating that little evasion. Throw the special 3 here. This should do it. Supposedly. Sweet. I will take it. So what do you guys think out there on your end of the YouTubes? How do you guys wind up getting your infinite streaks? Do you use 4 stars? Do you use 5 stars? Combination of the two? And what is your preferred strategy? Nice thing that I've noticed in just talking with friends and other people who grind Arena is that there are several different valid strategies to getting an infinite streak. You know, depending on the rarity of the characters that you use or how you stagger your squad. So it's nice. It's nice to have options. This is what's been working for me, so this is what I keep sticking with. But if you find something that works for you, yeah, let me know down in either in chat or in comment section. So even that, just taking that little bit of block damage, inflicted huge damage on me. So you always gotta be just, you know, mindful, just to be on the safe side. Let's see, who should we throw? Throw another brawler up there. Let's throw a power control up there. Let's throw a couple power controls up there. I don't want to mess around. And here we go. Here we go. The fun matchups. So I'm going to go with the Nick. Just because I hate fighting Doom in Arena. Oh well, perfect. Perfect. Alright, so 3 565s. This is where the power control champs come in. This is where the brawlers come in. And then play safe, play smart. Be patient. Let them come to you. Bait out the specials as soon as you can. Dish out a little bit of hurt of your own. As the saying goes, live to fight another day. So far, I've been really blessed with fairly aggressive or straightforward AI, which is nice. They've been throwing their specials when they're supposed to throw their specials. They've been coming and trying to hit me instead of me needing to wait till the AI wakes up. So that helps. Always better to keep the opponent backed into their corner than you being backed into yours. If you are familiar with parrying and reparrying, that is going to come in handy. Buys yourself an opening, but also reduces the damage you wind up taking on a block. Nice thing about Arena that I enjoy is that it gives me a chance to play as a lot of other characters I don't normally get to play as otherwise. Because, I mean, you got your A squad, your B squad for, you know, alliance events. You got your A squad for, you know, story mode or the monthly quests. But there's a lot of characters in game. That's the nice thing about Arena for me, is that I actually get a chance to dust them off and take them for a spin, because, you know, some of these characters I'm not going to use in competitive gameplay. Doesn't mean they're bad champs, but I just don't have an immediate use for them elsewhere, you know. This is what I'm talking about with Doom. Dude's barely just at half health. Still just slowly ticking away. There we go. The more you play Arena, the more you play against some of these other characters, the more familiar you're going to be with their animations. You'll be able to dex their specials a lot easier. By dexing their specials as opposed to blocking their specials, you are going to wind up living longer because you're taking less damage, which is a big plus. And then just going from there. This is what I'm talking about for some of those really interesting fights. So now we got 6-star rank 2 characters. The matchup is uneven, to say the least. But this is where, like I said, those power control champs come in. Your absolute tanky monster champs come in that can dish out damage in respectable doses. So like Archangel, you know, 3 heavy attacks right there. Take that champ out. Quake, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get around. I'm going to try, but I'm not overly optimistic this is going to work out. Well, it might. Also, in addition to knowing, or being more familiar with how your opponents move, knowing how you move, how your character works, is a big plus. Now, that is hard at first because there are 200 characters in game to play. That is very, very difficult at first, and a mountain to climb in its own right. But once you get there, and you will get there, so much more straightforward. Knowing when to dex and what to dex is a big plus. Come on, my dude. Let's see if we can bait out another special here. So the strat that I'm doing right there, the opponent dashes back, and instead of just like staying where I'm at and blocking and waiting for him to come to me, when I see that he's dashing back, I chase him. Knowing full well that he's going to be blocking, that I'm not going to be able to, you know, hit him, dish out a combo or a special or whatnot. But by being aggressive like that, keeps the opponent in the corner, on his corner, or her corner, or their corner, whomever. Keeps him on that half of the field. Gives you a lot more space to play around with. And overall makes for a much more pleasant experience. So that is 15 wins in the bag. That is 15 wins in the bag right there. That technically, officially, is your infinite streak. If you were running 5 stars at this point, you will have gotten over the King Thanos matchups. Fight number 16 here will be back to another player. You may wind up having a Doom Squad-esque matchup, but most likely probably not. Let's see what we get here with 4 stars. So not Doom Squads. Not Doom Squads. But not easy matchups either. I'm going to go with this one for Corvus just because Corvus is a bit easier to bait out. Fortunately, with Blade, Doom is going to get the danger sense, so that's going to help out a little bit there. And then the Sparky Gilly matchup is the one I'm going to be most concerned about because of her invisibility. But again, the important thing is just keeping your eyes open and staying alive. For fights like this, the most important thing is, like I said, staying alive. So whether the match takes 30 seconds or 3 minutes of fight, the important thing is to get the W. So fortunately, because Blade has Danger Sense active, means that Doom has reduced ability accuracy. That's why he's not getting that aura up all the time. He got it up on the second special one, but he did not get it on his first or third. That helps. And there we go. I want to say a big howdy quick to Exhilarate and Jacob as well. How's it going, guys? Corvus in a corner there. Back out of that. Do that. Get that Fate Seal going. That juicy, juicy Fate Seal. Inside it says, I see why you... Well, let's see, inside that is the catch right there. It's only enough attention for where I'm at right now to be able to focus on so many things at once, between getting caught up on everybody's chat and trying to do a tutorial here. So if I missed something, just kindly shout it out. I will get to it. If not, well, sorry. And there we go. There's that. Barely squeaking by there. Well, and then there we go, guys. That basically is the long and the short of the infinite streak right there. If you've got other champions, I'm just going to refresh these guys just to keep that show on the road right there. The closer you get to 20 wins, the easier it is to do. If you need to wind up refreshing, you know, either your power control champs or your tank champs to avoid a Doom Squad-esque matchup like this one here, or to power through it at least. Let's do the hard one. Then there's no shame in that. Freaking Ben Riley, though. Always get matched up with Ben Riley. I don't know if this guy can be power drained. I don't remember. He can. Alright, so come here, dude. Let's build up a couple more Sparky charges. Preferably not getting hit. This is what I'm talking about with passive AI. Well. The only place you're going to see AI like that is in the arena, where the AI runs up and stops right in front of you. Doesn't block, doesn't attack, it just runs up and stops. Player characters can't do that, but the bots do that all the time. So that Diaper Man fight there, that one is the sacrificial fight. You can still win, but it's a really, really tough matchup. Come on, dude. So that is one win, one loss. Just need to be played safe with the Corvus here. Fortunately, he's baiting out specials. Let's get the heals going. And get the heals going specifically so that this power drain right here is the most potent that it can be. The less power that these guys have, the better. Gives you a better shot of, you know, surviving. For a high stakes matchup like this one, if you can if you can afford to eat block damage right there, just to avoid any mistakes, no shame in that either. But there you go. Just keep going with that until you get to that win streak 20. That is going to be some of the most challenging fights, some Doom Squad matchups. But there you go. That is getting the infinite streak with 4 stars. If you guys got questions about that, about any of the things that we were talking about here today, I'm going to be streaming here for a little bit still. Just, you know, keep rolling with this, but with the 5 and 6 stars. Yeah, feel free to throw that in chat, or if you guys are watching after the fact, let me know down in the comment section. I always appreciate checking that stuff out. Like the video while you're at it. That all helps the channel grow. I do appreciate that. All right, now let's keep going, guys. Exhort says, haven't done the 4-star arena since I sold all of them early last year. Well, I mean, 4-star arena in and of itself, depending on your progress in the game, may or may not be necessary, you know. Is it 1 unit for refreshing a champ? No, it says it depends on the rarity of the champion. So the 4 stars here are 5 units to refresh. A 5-star champion is 10 units to refresh. And a 6-star champion is 20 units to refresh. And it doesn't matter if it's a rank 1 5-star or a rank 5 5-star. It's still going to be 10 units regardless. Do you know what those Horns of Worth are for? Yes. That is for unlocking the next difficulty for the monthly event. So in each one of these first 5 caskets, right, is a horn of worth and then, you know, a bunch of loot, right? So let's just say that, you know, I just unlocked casket number 5. I get a horn of worth, which means I can go back over here to the side quest events. And now, not only do I have the tier 5, but I also have access to the new one, tier 6. I finished enough tier 6 rounds right here to afford the tier 6 casket. Get another horn of worth, then I can start doing the zone 7, right? Save up for that, get to zone 8, so on and so forth. Tiger Elsa synergy really good? Yes, that is Elsa's OP go-to synergy right there. Tiger gets a little bit of benefit too, but really it's for Elsa. It winds up boosting the various debuffs and cartridges that she can deal, which takes a really good character and makes her even better. Lefty popping in. What's good, Lefty? How you doing here? Hope you're most excellent. Happy Wednesday, bud. Had to think for a minute what day it was. How many units for refreshing 3 stars and 4 stars? 3 stars, I'm not sure. 4 stars is 5 units. I'm not sure on the 3 stars. Let's find out. I don't know if it's 5 units or 1 unit. It might be 1 unit. Wouldn't that be nice? Everything should just be 1 unit. Because, I mean, really, at the end of the day, the thing that you're spending the most of is your time. The time is worth more than any unit. Man, Falcon popping in saying, hey, Rob, just going to drop a like and run. Packing a Howley bag. Packing a Howley bag with the world. There you go. Well, cheers, Falcon. Thank you for stopping in. 5 units as well for a 3 star. So 3 stars and 4 stars, they're the exact same. Interesting. Well, I learned something new today. I do not want to use Thor against Torch. I have learned that lesson. Is it worth putting a 3-star Elsa just for my 4-star Elsa? Or should I max my Tiger like my Doom, since I'm still taking Doom with because of no good Mystics in my hand? So it depends who you are going to wind up maining more. If you play more Tigra, then yeah, bringing a 3-star Elsa with for a synergy should be fine. If you're maining a 4-star Elsa, then no, then you're not going to need the 3-star, and any flavor of Tigra is going to be useful there, if I'm understanding the question right. Rank up Tigra if you enjoy her playstyle. She's a really good champion that can do a lot of cool things, but she's got a really challenging playstyle to figure out in the first place. So if you're cool with that, yeah, rank Tigra up too. But if not, you know, just having her on the roster for the synergy, I think is sufficient. Just playing around here with that. Bit more straightforward now with the 6 stars. But use what you got. Use what you got. I would not recommend attempting to keep up a 5-star infinite streak with 4-star rank 3s. You'd be able to get like maybe the first 6, 7, 8 rounds down fairly straightforward, but I don't think it would be you'd be able to sustain that for, you know, every single match afterwards. You're going to keep getting paired up with the Doom Squad teams, and not only is it going to take you an awful long time to get through each round, but, you know, it's really stressful too. It's really stressful. Oh, then yes, Incitus, it is worth putting a 3-star Tigra just for your 4-star. Definitely. Double check, I don't recall 100% off the top of my head if the 3-star Tigra has the Elsa synergy or if it's at a 4-star level. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not 100%. Elsa's my top champ. Love Tigra as well. Little used through a combo from the arena. Thank you, arena. Yeah, good guy, arena, right? That's where the bulk of my gameplay goes, is arena. And again, it's mostly because I just enjoy playing so many more characters. Like, playing as my mains and the champs that I've ranked up as high as they go, or as high as I can get them, is a lot of fun, but at the same time, it's always fun just for a quick refresher course for the champs that I can't rank up yet, in addition to the champs that I'm not going to rank up. But that is basically, like I was saying, that's the long and the short of the 101 class for Arena Infinite Streak. Again, your mileage is going to vary. The more champions you wind up getting, the farther you progress into the game, whether it's 3 stars or 4 stars or whatever, the easier the arena is going to be, and the longer you can stay in arena before needing to wait for your champs to refresh. But the important thing, again, is having a ranked up team of 3 power control champs. Those guys are going to wind up getting you through most content for arena. Because you can play as defensively or offensively or aggressively or passively as you want, but if the enemy isn't throwing their special attacks, eventually you're either going to get backed into a corner and just wrecked, or the opponent's just going to throw a special attack and you're going to get wrecked. A special 3. That just makes life a lot easier. Tiger has it. Elsa doesn't have anything. Does not have a synergy for Tigra. Correct. Yes, it only goes one way. Tigra has the Elsa synergy and not vice versa. Elsa has the Beast synergy, which is really nice for questing. Not for arena, but for questing. Which reduces the cooldown timer for her evasion mechanic, which is pretty nice. And then all 3 of those, Tigra and Elsa, have a synergy with Dragon Man for some reason. Dragon Man boosting Tigra, and Tigra boosting Dragon Man, and Elsa having like a crit rate or crit damage increase with Dragon Man. Be a nice little trinity right there. Really hoping if they ever wind up adding Kraven into the game that he has an Elsa synergy, like another big game hunter sort of thing. Parasite stopping in and saying, "Hello, Rob. Good day, mate." Well, good day to you too, Parasite. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the Infinite Streak Arena live stream. We're off to the races now. Just gotta wait for Gilly here to drop her invisibility. So, we can keep playing. That worked out. I'll take that. I will definitely agree with Parasite right there. Incitus, you definitely like to have fun with your screen names right there. To that I say, good on you, bud. So what do you guys think about the hood news today? Seems like hood has been in the news an awful lot this week, between the initial buff, the news of the buff, and then the buff going live and people playing the buff, and now the news today where Kabam's like, yo, we know we took away this thing and we shouldn't have taken away this thing, so we're going to give you back the thing. And it just adjust it better later. Which is good. Which is really good. I know for us in the content creator program, it was something that we were certainly raising some flags with as soon as we found out about it, and then like a day later when everybody else found out about it too. It's nice that the community as a whole came together. It was just like, yo, like the idea of what you're doing overall, but you can't take away this one thing, you know. That's not cool. And so I haven't checked, actually. I haven't checked. I should check if Hood has already been reverted back to the pre-buff. Or if he's still... He has. Okay, cool. Well, excellent. Then my guess is that we aren't going to see a Hood rework for another couple months. Definitely going to see it, but not for a couple months. Because my guess is when he does come back, he still is going to have the Fate Seal, and he still is going to have that whole new bullet mechanic, but all of that is going to wind up being scaled back. I don't think he's going to be able to miss nearly as often or as reliably, but all those things I'm okay with, because the Fate Seal still was the best part of his kit. And I will give Kabam credit for definitely listening to the community. Because there's that whole brouhaha last year. Then there was the change that they made to the Arena Streak system for a week. You know, where they killed the Infinite Streak, and that was just an absolute nightmare. But then brought it back. The old one, the original. And now with the Hood rework, it's like, yo, we're gonna take this back to the drawing board. And we are like, yes, please, and thank you. Who do you think is going to be the next buff for next month? Do you think it's going to be Black Panther and Miles, since they had already hinted that those were in the works? Or do you think it's going to be somebody else? Or, since we've had 2 months of basically just retunes, do you think next month is going to be a complete rework? Like two champions that are completely reworked instead of 4 tune-ups? That's kind of my guess. That it's either going to be that Black Panther and Miles, those are the 2 changes. Or, hopefully we see some Iron Man, Super Iron Man love. Or Groot. One or the other. That'd be good for all those things. Certainly does put a bit of strain on my rank up materials. But I would rather have a strain on my rank up materials than have the other problem of not having enough champs worth ranking up. We're not being excited about any, at least. Doink, boink, yoink. So, with Falcon, dash back. Punchy punch. Take care of that. Parasite says they have said that every 3 months once there will be a rework, and the other 2 months will be value updates. Oh, okay, perfect. Then yeah, that's definitely would be what we're getting next month then. Being the 3rd month with all the new system. I'm excited. I'm excited. They need. I'm really looking forward to the next variant. I mean, for me, variants are always my favorite bit of content, just because I think they're the most interesting, with some of the more clever game mechanics or gimmicks. But them generic rank up stones, though, so nice. Because at the end of the day, there are a lot of champs that need some TLC. Let me just take a look here who we're looking at. But from way back in 2015, I mean, Ant-Man needs attention. Black Panther, they already said they're going to do. Both of the Captain Americas. Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel. X-Pool Dead Force could use some love. Strange, Drax. Elektra, I feel she's mostly there, but just needs like one extra killer app to really be interesting. Hawkeye, Hulk, perhaps. The Iron Fists. Pretty much most everybody from, at least half of everybody from 2015 needs a bit of an update. So they got their work cut out for them. Not even mentioning like champs they've already buffed before, like Ebony Maw needing a 3rd looking at, you know. Tom asking, what do I think about the hood being changed back? I think it's wonderful. I think it's the best thing that they could have done. Not saying that what they had for the rest of Hood 2.0 was bad. I would have been all for it if he still had that Fate Seal mechanic on his special too. Then I'd have been all for it. Bring it on. But after they took it away, I was much less... I think I was more concerned about the implications for the rest of the game and for the other characters than for Hood himself. I like Hood, but I'm not a Hood main. So I was like, okay, well that's a drag, but he went from being a bench warmer to still probably going to be a bench warmer. But it was good. It was good. Give them a couple of months to figure out what they want to do with the new kit, and then present it back to the community. I think that's what it's going to be first this time around, just because of the pushback from Hood, is that this time around they're going to release like the update patch notes to the community before they release Hood in game, for just, you know, forget to get people to talk about it and debate if, you know, some people want one thing or some people want another thing, but get the discussion going and then introduce the update. Build up some good PR for themselves, I think. A lot of people will complain about being hoodwinked. I see what you did there, Time Twin. I see. Hood 2.0 was an amazing rework, just need an additional Fate Seal mechanic to a special 2. Yeah. Or they're saying that like if they added a Fate Seal on top of his 2.0 kit, that he would have been too OP. To which I say that's fine, but since Fate Seal was there first, just tune down the other abilities. If that's the concern, that he's going to be too good. Yeah, tune down the other stuff. to either tune down to damage or the high miss chance, something. But keep what he's gotten already. I mean, like, look at Magneto, Red Magneto, right? They gave him a whole heck of a lot of stuff, but he still had most of the underlining old functionality, too, you know? His ability to tank special 3s got nixed well before his rework went live. But slicey, slicey, slicey. There's no winning. I finally dex back, got that first shock to fall off with Ronin's ability, and then immediately I get another one. Ah, lovely. Tanton says, we're supposed to do this side quest every day, or can we hold off on doing it? I think we can hold off. That's what, at least that's what I was planning on doing for me, holding off. But I don't think it's timed. Yeah. So as I understand it, it's kind of like some of the events from the last couple months where you can do it at your leisure. You can stockpile some of the feathers and do everything all in one fell swoop, or you can do it day by day. Me personally, I'm going to be doing it in one big fell swoop. Do like 7 of them at once in one sitting. Get enough Uru to save up for the next difficulty, and then save up again to get the rest of that done in one swoop. Tom says, what's going on with Hood's Special 3? Is he Baby Venom? Either that, or he's like straight out of the Spawn comics, where he's like, I don't know, Violator or somebody, one of the demons. But no, he like transforms into a monster, which is like a, I don't know, like you guys ever see like a hairless cat or like a hairless bear or something? Like Venom would be the bearer, and then Hood would be like the hairless version of that. Or like, I don't know, Venom is a hobbit, and then the Hood is like Gollum or somebody. There we go. I think we figured it out. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Even if they added Fate Seal with a 2.0 kit, he won't be that OP. Certainly not compared to CGR, Mags, and others. Even Symbiote Supreme, who already had that existing in the game. Yeah. Yeah. Well, because, I mean, there's like a number of different Fate Seals in-game currently, right? I mean, Hood had a really solid one on a Special 2. Number of other different, at least a few of the other Mystic Champions had it as well. And Cosmic Ghost Rider does, once he's got 5 Judgments up, gets the Fate Seal. So it's not an unheard of buff. It's still just really rare, though. But a lot of tanky OP champs have a tanky kit plus a Fate Seal, you know. Hood's style always reminds me of Highlander mixed with Palpatine. Yeah, it's funny. That's funny. That's what Hood should do on his new special attack. Just shoot lightning from his fingertips. I will screaming something about being the Senate. Palpatine with Shia LaBeouf. On the old internet meme. Just do it. Do it. I think that's what they were going for. Boink. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Get Nick down here to his last phase, preferably. Doink. Is it gonna do it? Nope, barely. Live! Live, Cable! Live, please! Uh-oh, that doesn't look good. That really don't look good. There we go. I'll take that. All right, let's do one more here, shall we? Beardo, Kingpin, Dragon Man. Do that, do that, do that. Watched a Palpatine meme on YouTube of 1 million, just do it. And they're all at the same time. Really? That must have been crazy. Especially with the reverb, them all going off at once. See, I always wonder if I should do something like that on my channel, because I've always got these fun, dumb ideas of stuff just like that, right? Where it's just there's really no value to it aside from it just being dumb and funny. And I want to, but I'm like, should I? Maybe one of these days. Dr. Doom 99 stopping in and saying, what has been happening? Oh, you know, little of this, little of that. Started off the stream going over a strategy to get an infinite streak in the 5-star featured arena using just 4 stars. That went pretty well. And then after I got the infinite streak and pushed farther ahead just a little bit, just running through some of the 6 stars right now. Or if you're talking about in real life, what's been happening, well, the world is slowly starting to put itself back together. Slowly but surely. Bit by bit. I'll take it. Let's do all this now. But either way, Doom, good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Hope your day here is going most excellent. Just shoo it. That'll really land me the Nike endorsement. Next time you guys see me start up a live stream, there'll just be logos and branding all over the place. If I don't say my Nike brand something at least once every 2 minutes, then I lose the endorsement. Which, by the way, I mean, I would do super quick. Hold up my water jug, brought to you by Nike. Because, yeah, why not? Doing the little zappy zap here. That bothers me is way more than it should. That some of these champions combos are just slow enough for the bots to get in a parry in between hits. And there isn't anything you can do about it. Parasite saying. Just need to clear some doubts on 646. Okay. Well. When oh yeah. Got that. Let's see. Parasite. There we go, bud. Sorry, Jaguar. Nothing personal. But yeah, I mean, if you got questions about 646, I will do my absolute best to answer that best I can. And I hope that helps, too. Reaper says, I'd love a 6-star White Widow. Yeah, she's super smooth. Super smooth to play. She was my reward for 100%ing 7-1. Got her out of that Nexus. But I wish you the best of luck in finding and getting one for yourself, too. Whether that's in a Cav crystal or a 6-star crystal, 6-star featured maybe. Toy Shadow stopping in. Y'all thought Paramount Plus came out at midnight. Anyone know if the time comes out? I thought it came out at midnight as well, but let me look that up here real quick. Apologize if I mispronounce it, but Sir Yavir, how's it going, bud? Saying hi. How are you? I'm doing really well for a Wednesday here. Hope you're doing well as well. Welcome to the stream, bud. So yeah, comes out today. That's cool, but or no, Thursday. It says Thursday, March 4th. So maybe it's PST time, so like 2 hours from now, perhaps. Or maybe it's one of those things where they got to wait for like Hawaii to take over into tomorrow. So that's like what, 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours off. Hey, I'd go for that, PB. Hashtag just shoe it. I'm excited and happy that the Flash is back on TV once again. Yeah, I've seen the GIF floating around of him suiting up, or I guess the nano suiting up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm several seasons behind on the Arrowverse. I've been meaning to watch Superman and Lois just because I've heard such good things about it, but everything else I am very, very far behind. I want to watch the new SpongeBob movie. Made popcorn, made my bed, made my light yellow and pink for SpongeBob and Patrick. Well, hopefully it goes live. If not, like, now, then soon. That way when while the popcorn's still warm. And it might be Toy Shadow, and it might be. And the couple of sources I looked up right there, all it said was that it was launching tomorrow, or launching on the 4th, but didn't specify a time or which time zone. So hopefully midnight in a couple hours, but that's speculation. Alright, let's finish off the Simba here. Let's go open up a crystal. Or whoever's after Simbi. Well, that's the nice thing about popcorn. There is always more popcorn. I could have popcorn for a whole meal. Easy. I don't need dinner tonight. Just make me a giant bowl of popcorn. Eat it like it's nobody's business. There we go. There's that. Let's do a couple of things. Let's go open up a crystal first off. It's going to be a premium. If you guys want to start throwing guesses into chat as to what is going to pop out of that premium, feel free. I'm going to guess that it's going to be a 3-star Sasquatch is my guess. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Got that. Let's put this thing on the spinner. There we go. Alright, so while that is thinking about that 3-star Sasquatch I'm going to get out of there, let's get a raid going too, guys. Hashtag just shoe it. Thanks to PP for putting that one together. Time Twin's gonna guess Hulk. That's a good guess. We'll see. But while that's spinning out, do the sign off here. I want to thank you guys for watching. This has been an overview for getting an infinite streak in the 5-star featured arena. I did it with 4 stars. Hope it was helpful. Close to 4. Hope it was helpful. Again, if you guys have additional follow-up questions or want clarification on something, please do let me know in the comment section. I will be looking over all of that and answering all of the questions to the best of my ability. I'm going to be streaming again Friday for another fun edition of, I don't know, whatever's going to be going on. Maybe some arena grinding, maybe some side quest content. Either which way, going to be punching some dudes in the face and having a good time doing it. So hope to see you guys then. Please do like the video. That stuff helps the channel grow. I do very much appreciate it. And I'm going to go say howdy to Taz. But again, that is going to do me for tonight all. I'm Rob vonShoe. It has been an absolute pleasure getting to spend the evening here with you guys. Hope you guys have a good one, and we'll catch you next time. Till next time, though, take care, talk soon, stay safe, and be well, everyone. Bye for now.